Hello everyone, this is Jay Shramna from EC Department, Assistant Professor in Institute of Aeronautical Engineering. Welcome to Analog and Pulse Circuit Laboratory. Today's experiment will discuss two-stage RC coupled amplifier. So firstly, two-stage means it consists of two transistors with all the respective resistor and capacitor. As we know, it is a RC coupled amplifier. So what are the advantages of RC coupled amplifier is the frequency response of RC coupled amplifier, which provides a constant gain over a wide range of frequency. So it is always suitable for audio application. The circuit is very simple and has low cost, and because it employs all the resistor and capacitor. So, as we have done the first experiment, directly type multisim in search, NI multisim, click on it. So now the multisim window is open. So firstly, we need to place the components in order to connect our circuit, two-stage RC coupled. Here we know initially we have a capacitors, input capacitance, and we have a biasing resistance R1 and R2, and we have a collector resistance. And at the emitter section, we have a stabilization capacitor, CE and RE resistor, right? And transistor. This is the first stage. Similarly, the same connection is made for the second one. So, in order to take the components, directly you go to place, click on place. Here we have a component. Click on components. So we have here a database and a group here, all groups, where if you click here, we have sources, basic, diodes and transistor. So basics, and if you click on basics, you will get all the resistor, capacitor, inductors and variable resistors. So select capacitor. I am connecting a input capacitor C1, which is of 1 microfarad. So here type the value 1U. 1U indicates it will be taken in the terms of micro. Click on OK and place the capacitor here, that is input capacitor C1. Next, after input capacitor, what you have? We have a biasing resistance R1 and R2. So go to place, click on component, select resistor. The resistor value of R1 is 80 kilo ohms. So type here 80K. OK. Place the resistor here. Similarly, we have another resistor R2. So go to place, component. R2 resistor value is of 40 kilo ohms. Type 40K. OK. So place the resistor here. Next, we have the transistor. Go to place, the same component. Here in the group, click here. We'll get basic. In basic, we have chosen resistor as capacitor, right? Now we have transistor. See here, directly we have a transistor section here. Click on transistor. Here we have different types, BJTs, BJT NPN, PNP, Darlington, BJT, all the MOS, depletion, all different types of transistors we have, right? In our experiment, we are choosing BJT NPN transistor. Click on that. And what is the component number? BC107BP. This is a transistor number. Type the transistor number. Click on OK. Place the transistor here. Right? Next we have a collector resistor here, as well as we have a emitter resistance as well as capacitor. So choose the collector resistance, which is of 4 kilo ohms. So again go to place, component. Here in the place of group, you go for basic. In basic, here you need to choose a collector resistance. Click on resistance. Give the value of collector resistances of 4 kilo. Okay. Place near the collector end. And next we have another resistor at the emitter section. So same, go to place, component. We have a resistor. Resistor is of 3 kilo ohms. 3K. Click on OK and place the resistor here. And next component is parallel to the emitter resistance. We have the capacitor CE, right? So that is what? Which value? 10 microfarad. So go to place, component, select capacitor of 10 micro, 10 U. Click on OK and place the capacitor here. So in order to connect it properly, rotate R1 to 90 degrees clockwise and R2 rotate 90 degrees clockwise and adjust the resistor and rotate R3 collector resistance 90 degrees clockwise and rotate the R4 resistor 90 degrees clockwise and click on capacitor, right click, rotate 90 degrees clockwise, place parallel to the resistor, right? So place the component, so it should be in a neat component should be placed in the proper where you can see the diagram in a proper way. So if you now you can, this is a first stage components we have placed, right? Similarly, you will place the second stage components of same values, same transistor, input resistance R1, R2, R3 and R4 and C2 for the second stage. So slightly connect this. Capacitor is connected, input capacitor is connected to the base of the transistor and the resistance R1 should be connected to R2, right? And the collector resistance R3 should be connected to the collector end to the resistor and the emitter resistance R4 should be connected, the resistor end is connected to the emitter end of the transistor. And next, the capacitor across the RE emitter resistance is connected parallel to the resistor RE R4 and connect all these to the common ground point. We need to connect a ground here. So connect this. So here we know that we should give VCC voltage. So after connecting the second stage, you can connect you can connect the common resistor, common point of R1 and R2 and the collector resistance of the second stage, and then you can give VCC. Right? So now we are going, this is first stage and this is actually it is incomplete. Now we'll connect the second stage by selecting same the components, capacitor components R1, R2, R3, R4 and C2. Now I need to connect the first stage to the second stage. So what I need to do, I need to connect a coupling capacitor. So coupling capacitor is nothing but C3 now. Place component, the capacitor, input capacitor which is connected to the second stage act as a coupling capacitor. That is the value of 1 microfarad. 1 microfarad. Okay. Keep the value here. Keep the capacitor here. So this capacitor will act as input capacitor for the Q2 transistor as well as this act as a coupling capacitor for first stage to second stage. This is a C3 capacitor we are connecting. And next, so already a capacitor is connected. Now next values are R1 and R2 values, right? The biasing resistors. So same, go to place, component, resistors, resistor value R1, similar for the second stage is 80 kilo ohms. Place the resistor here. Similarly, another resistor, biasing resistor, that is of 40 kilo ohms. Okay, place the resistor here. Next, I need to place the transistor. Go to place, component. Here in basic, you click transistors, and in this transistor BJT NPN, click on BJT NPN. Here we already have taken the BC107. We'll find the same component here if you click directly. So BC107BP, the transistor number, click on OK and you place the transistor here. Now next we need to place the collector resistance and emitter resistance and the capacitor which is parallel to the emitter resistance. So take place, component, resistors, go to group, basic, resistor, 4K, collector resistance, right? Click on OK, place the resistor here. Another resistor which is connected across the, which is connected to the emitter is 3 kilo. Go to place again, component, select the resistor and click here 3K. Okay, place the resistor here. Similarly, I need a capacitor which is parallel to C2, which is parallel to R8. Now go to place, component, the capacitor in the basic group. Go to capacitor, click, type here 10 micro, 10 new, place a capacitor here. So, and across the output, we need another capacitor in order to connect the output. So, take another capacitor, place, component, capacitor, which is of 1 microfarad. Click on OK and place the capacitor here. Now, rotate R5 and R6 in order to connect it. Rotate, right click, rotate 90 degrees. Similarly, R6, right click, rotate 90 degrees clockwise. Move those resistor a little bit. And rotate R7, right click, rotate 90 degrees clockwise direction, which is placed to the collector. And rotate R8, which is placed to the emitter, which is connected to the emitter. Rotate 90 degrees clockwise. And rotate C4 capacitor. Rotate 90 degrees. Right? Now you can connect all these components in a similar fashion what we have done for the first stage. Similarly, how we have connected for all the components in the first stage, the same fashion. Right? So we need to give a common VCC voltage here. So connect all these end to a common wire. So I need to place my VCC voltage as well as ground here. So VCC voltage, how you get is, go to place, component. Here in basic, you go for sources, right? In sources, we have different type of sources. Select power sources. So in power sources, you find AC power, DC power, ground, and all kinds of VCC, VDD, VE, and VSS. We require ground as well as VCC. Go for VCC here. Click on OK and place the VCC voltage here. And next, we need ground to connect this common point. Go to place, component, ground. Same way, find and same sources in the group. Go to sources, you find ground here. In the power sources. In power sources, we find ground. Click on OK and place the ground here. So this is our connection. So see here, we have an input capacitor which is connected to the base of the transistor. We have biasing resistance R1 and R2 and the collector resistance, and we have the emitter resistance R4 and C2 which is parallel to it. And the second stage is connected via a coupling capacitor C3, and similarly R5 and R6 are the biasing resistance for transistor Q2 and the collector resistance R7, and R8 and C4 are the resistor and capacitor at the emitter section and the output capacitor. Make sure that we should have a node at this end, at this point, where the resistance R1 and R2 and C1 is connected to the base. So this point of the transistor, we should place a node. So in order to place a node, go to place junction. You need to place a junction. Go to junction and place a junction here. Click where you need a junction. And similarly at this point also we need a junction. Similarly go to place. We have a junction here. Click on junction and click where I need a junction. Click here. Right. So now we have set this value VCC. How much VCC is 12 volts. If you double click on the value, you can you have a label, display, value, fault as well as pin. Directly you will get the value. In order to change the value 12. VCC is 12 volts. Click on OK. Check all the resistor and capacitor values. R1 and R2 should be 80 and 40. Input capacitor should be 1 kilo ohms. R3 should be 4 kilo ohms. Collector resistance 3 kilo ohms. R4, C2 10 micro, C3 1 microfarad, R5 80, R6 40 kilo ohms, R7 4 kilo ohms, and R8 3 kilo ohms. C4 is 10 microfarad and C5 is 1 microfarad. Now for this circuit, I need to give some input. I need to check the output. So where the input and output devices are present here is, if you see in the right side, we all the components are placed: multimeter, function generator, wattmeter, oscilloscope, Bode plotter. These all are devices, input and output devices, where I can give to the circuit in order to check my gain or bandwidth, or else whether the signal is amplified or not. So now I am giving a input signal from a function generator. So here, if you place my cursor here, I can get the names of the devices. See here, this is a multimeter, function generator. So click on function generator. I need to give an input. I can give my input from a function generator with some input frequency, with some amplitude. That may be a sine wave, square wave, right? In our circuit, we are giving the signal in a sinusoidal. So place here. And another thing is, whenever you're giving some input, we need to check the output also, the waveform. So we can check the waveforms with the frequency in oscilloscope, go to oscilloscope. We require only one single oscilloscope which contains 2 channel. No need of 4 channel oscilloscope. Right, we have 4 channel also, that is not required. Only oscilloscope is present. Click on that. We have 2 channels here, channel A and channel B. Where channel A and channel B, one is given as input and another can be taken as output in order to check. So next, another one is we have a Bode plotter also. Click on Bode plotter in order to check the gain and frequency response. Click there and drag and place it here. And now I need to give my inputs to the circuit, 2-stage RC coupled. So here we have, if you see the function generator, you have plus, common and minus, right? So always use plus for directly. You should connect to the positive terminal to the input, to the capacitor, and common always it should be connected to the ground. So I'm connecting here. So this line is a common ground. I've connected ground here. So this line can be used as common ground in order to connect my common points. Right. So if I connect my line, any of the probe of the channel A, channel B or channel A negative probe, I need to connect to ground. Directly I can connect to this line. So this all line is made as ground. So similarly, channel A I am giving to the output. Here, if you see here, we have a channel A and channel B. For channel A, you have a positive and also negative. So positive is connected to the C5 and negative should be connected to the ground. In the similar fashion, how you have connected a channel A to the input section, to the output section, similar fashion you connect channel B to the input section. Why I am connecting channel B for the input section is, we are seeing the output in terms of input, whether the input is amplified or not. So in order to compare it, we are placing both in our CRO. So positive should be connected to the positive of the oscilloscope. This is a positive terminal. Directly I am connecting to the positive of the oscilloscope. Right? This is a positive. Directly I am connecting to the positive. Next, and negative should be connected to ground. So connect negative point to the ground. So I already said this line is a common ground. So I can connect all the negatives here in order to make it as a common ground. Next, now first let us check our oscilloscope output for a input which is given. So first, initially you should set the function generator input frequency as well as amplitude. So input frequency is nothing but we have here, we have waveforms here. If you double click on the function generator, this window will open. Here we have waveforms. We are going to give a sinusoidal. Click on sinusoidal signal. You have a frequency, duty cycle, amplitude and offset. In frequency I am giving 1 kilohertz. So here if you click on hertz, you will get all the different ranges. So click on KHZ, kilohertz. Next, duty cycle will be 50%. And amplitude, how much amplitude I need to set is, I am setting 50 millivolts. Millivolts peak to peak. And here offset will be equal to 0 volts. Or else the frequency you can start from 1 kilohertz, or else you can start from 50 hertz also. Let's see from 50 hertz. Right, and after setting the value, you can give frequency of 1 kilohertz also. You can also start the frequency range from 50 hertz. So 50 hertz from low frequency, you are going for second stage, right? So if in the first stage we have taken from 1 kilohertz. So now the second stage you start from less than that. So I am giving 50 hertz. After giving the values, directly close the window, the values will be saved. And now we'll check the oscilloscope. And whenever you're checking the oscilloscope, make sure that both the probe lines, channel A probe lines and channel B probe lines are red. So in order to make a difference, you change the channel output channel probe line, where that waveform color can be changed. So the probe line is there, no? The wire. Click on this, double click on this wire. Set the blue line. Apply. Okay. You can use any color in order to make a difference for the input and output signal. I'm selecting blue. You can make any pink line, whatever. Apply. Okay. Right. So if you double click on this, see here, the window will be open with the blank. So make sure that channel A and channel B. Channel A is nothing but we have set the output here. Channel B you have set as input. So the signal is AC you're seeing in my CRO. Now select AC. And channel B, select AC. Right? And this in the normal mode. And here the channel A, you set the input voltage how much we have given. This is a channel B is an output. This channel A and channel B set in the 50 millivolts value, so that you can make a difference how much voltage is changed for the each signal, channel A and channel B. Set channel B 50 millivolts. Right? Now here you have a run option. See here, if you place my cursor here, run F5. The green arrow indicates compiling. Click on this, run. So you can get a signal here. If you maximize here, see here, you are having a blue color line. So set this scale. So you are getting a blue color line as an output signal and red color line as the input signal. So here we can say the amplitude is increased for channel A. That is nothing but output. So the high amplitude indicates that there is an increase in signal. Low amplitude indicates that it has very input signal is very low. So if you can compare this value here for this signals. Here channel A is minus 125 and here in millivolts, and channel B is minus 9 millivolts. So if you convert in terms of voltage, channel A and channel B, channel A is having more value compared to a channel B value. Right? So this is the output waveforms. So you set the scale, and you can also set the amplitudes to check the sinusoidal signal. Right? So close this, and now stop this. Go to the square box, red color, in order to stop the stimulating. And now I need to connect. Now we have checked the output signal have been increased for the particular signal. 50 millivolts you have given. The output signal is amplified. Right? In an oscilloscope while comparing the input signal with respect to output. Now I need to check my gain and bandwidth. So how I can check my frequency responses? I need to connect a Bode plotter. So here we have two options, two knobs. Here we have an input, here we have an output. The input should be connected always. Here they have mentioned directly input should be connected to the input signal. So this line indicates it is the input signal which you have connected to the positive of the common point of the function generator, and negative should be connected to the ground. Negative should be connected to the ground, and this output should be connected to the output across the capacitor, and this output should be connected to the common point, that is nothing but ground. So now we have connected a Bode plotter. This input indicates that we need to select the input signal. I have connected positive to the positive of the function generator. Negative I have connected to the common ground line, and output I am connected to the capacitor, and output, that is output negative, is connected to the common ground. So if you double click on this, you maximize this by dragging that. Click here at the end and you drag this. Here you have a run option. Click on run. You get a signal like this. So actually the signal is clipped off. So in order to adjust the signal according to our graph, you change the initial value, the vertical and horizontal values here. Here you click. Initial value can be taken as 0, and this is a final value. You can go for 200. And here you set the horizontal value. So after changing it, you see the frequency response how you have got, right? So make the horizontal line to change that graph. So you can also change that value according to the graph. You need to set the horizontal and vertical lines. So this is a frequency response. So here in you can say the if you double click on this, if you click on the graph, right click, select marks on the trace, show select mark on the trace, click on it, you will get different marks here. So each mark indicates frequency and gain. Gain is placed in the x-axis and frequency in the y-axis, right? Frequency in hertz, gain in dB. So here you have a tracer here, tracer, click on the tracer. If you place the tracer on each triangular line, you get a value that is nothing but frequency. At that frequency, what is the gain in dB, right? So at this point you have a frequency of 4.81 hertz, and the gain is 0.859 in dB. Similarly, you drag this trace line to the next point, check the frequency 41.76 hertz, and you have a frequency range of 38.796 in dB. Similarly, you check the next point, you have 404.281 hertz with the gain of 74.183. Gain in dB is nothing but V out by V in with 10 log. V out by V in indicates the gain in dB. Similarly, the next point, 3.506 kilohertz, the gain is 82.972 dB. Similarly, drag this for the next point, 32.72 kilohertz is a frequency and gain is 83.065 dB. Similarly, drag for the second point, next point, 334 kilohertz and gain is 77.65 dB. Next, similarly, the next point, 2.648 megahertz is a frequency and the gain in dB is 59. The next point, 25.633 megahertz, gain is 39.845. Next, last point is 230.604 megahertz and gain is 16.638 dB. Now these are the points corresponding frequency and gain. So you can trace the line, keep the line on each of the point, and you can note down the values. So if you check the maximum gain for the two-stage RC coupled is, you are getting 83, right? So 83 is a maximum gain for our two-stage RC coupled amplifier. If you compare with the first basic amplifier we got gain in dB, that is how much? 41 or 42. So if you see the gain of the two-stage RC coupled, the gain is doubled here. So that is what the advantage. By connecting the two stages, the gain is increased, right? So note the values for all the frequency ranges with the corresponding gain in dB value, and we should draw this graph in a semi-log, right, where x-axis should be the frequency range and y-axis in the dB. In this experiment, we have seen the increase in gain, that is nothing but 83 dB, by using two-stage RC coupled amplifier. Thank you.
Like, share and subscribe. Hit the bell icon for more updates.